has the issue. She said, my main issue is that I love classic styles but have trouble keeping them from looking frumpy, aka styling them in new and fresh ways. It doesn't help that I'm petite, but 2 inches too short for regular clothes and 2 inches too tall for petites. This leaves me with having to alter everything due to proportions just not working on me, especially ankle pants, which are full length on me. You know what? Ankle pants are shortening anyway, so I'd be wearing those ankle pants as full length rather than altering them to ankle length, because actually it's going to make you look taller. My other issue is that I'm cool toned and look great in pastel colours like summer. So soft pinks, lavenders, blues, greys all look good on me, but yikes, they look frumpy, especially in classic styles. So how do I wear my colours but not look frumpy in them? I love the black, tan, navy, grey, white palette. So I've been playing with that lately, but it doesn't perk out my complexion the way that the pastel pinks do. So M, 2 things. Number 1, most people have to alter their clothes because very few of us actually fit beautifully into mass manufactured garments. So you are not alone. And it could be that in some garments, like some petite things are actually cut shorter than others. And in fact, a lot of petite garments, you know, and you might find that some things that your top, you're actually for a regular length, but your pants, you're good, you know, for a petite, or the other way around. So this depends on your whole proportions. And in fact, some people who are taller but have a petite, shorter legs might find the petite pants work better than full length pants or regular length pants. So don't assume always that the petites are the same everywhere as well. Also too, most people have to have things altered because mass manufacturers did not come, take your measurements and then decide to make the clothes for you. So that is just a fact of life when we are buying off, you know, the high street, the chain stores, the people who mass market and make garments. So frumpy is, there's a few things that make things frumpy. One is fit. So if it doesn't fit well, it's going to look frumpy. Number 2, it can be the style, that if it's an old-fashioned style, it looks more frumpy. So often it's more about fit, that if things are a bit baggy and saggy, they tend to look more frumpy. It's much less about colour. And so that whole kind of neutrally look that you are liking the look of works for people who are more neutral. Probably with your colouring, what that's telling me is you look much better in pink than those neutrals, is that you are overall light and you have a higher colour contrast and a lower value contrast. And so therefore you need to wear colour. So it could be looking at what you really like in clothes. So classic, I'm assuming you're meaning fashion classic, not classic personality. They are 2 different things. And I have made a blog post on this topic because the word classic gets used in the wrong way many, many times. And it's a confusing word. And for some people, classic just means basics. It just means kind of the core things in your wardrobe. So I don't really know what you mean by classic, but I'm assuming you mean more plain garments rather than more interesting garments. But really, it's the quality of them. Like what can look frumpy is poorer quality fabrics, things that are saggy baggy, things that are not fitting you well, and things that are old fashioned in their styling. Now, if it's a beautifully cut, gorgeous fabric, you know, and it fits you garment, it's not going to look frumpy when it's in your colours. So I think potentially you've been buying, maybe you're buying with colour in mind over style. We need to get both. So I always tell people, like, just when you've got your colour palette, that's great. But then you have to start looking at the styles. Don't buy something just because it's in your colour palette, because maybe the fabric's not right. Maybe the style's not right. Maybe it's just not you. Maybe it's a frumpy garment in your colour, but there'll be other things out there that are in your colour that are great styles for you and that don't look frumpy. So part of it is actually being a bit more discerning, potentially when you're actually out shopping, and knowing that, like, you know, that what you wear, it'll work for you. So if it's your value contrast, your color contrast, those things work on you. Ignore what everybody else is wearing, because it's about you and creating harmony with who you are rather than trying to be like anybody else. And often our style icons can be people who look very different from us. And so, of course, something that works great on them does not work on us. But fit is really important, so it's worth getting those alterations.